Hey, what's up? Alex here from learnbeachvolleyballfast.com. Um, I wanted to make another video this week, and the thing is, I've been kind of crammed with time, and weather's shitty outside, and all sorts of stuff. So it's just been a lot of things that have not been made me able to make a proper video. But it made me think of something that's actually a topic that I wanted to talk about for a while, and that I sometimes teach athletes when I coach, which is kind of fitting to my circumstances here. So it's the should mindset, and how the should mindset can destroy uh, kind of our games. Like, it can make us play worse, but it can also put us in worse situations than what we could have. So what is the should mindset? Well, the should mindset is just a term that I created myself, but the should mindset is basically the way of thinking that when something happens that isn't how it's supposed to be, you start to sort of resist and kind of have this negative energy about what is happening, just because what is happening is not what should happen. And this happens in games a lot. I should probably just start with some examples. One example is your partner passes a bad ball. So the serve receive is not what it should be. It doesn't go where it should go. And you as a setter, you go like, again, he's passing bad. When in a way, the energy that you put into getting pissed at your partner for not passing well is maybe the same amount of energy that it would take for you to just go for the ball and try to set it as well as possible from that shitty spot. And you might actually be able to set it well from there, and you might get a kill, your partner might get a kill, and that creates momentum in the game, because now you just became a hero. You just fixed something that looked kind of unfixable. And you see how this is, it's almost like an energy thing but also action thing, and it compounds. So going back to my situation, I should create videos in the sunshine about beach volleyball, teach about whatever technical concepts, how to play the game, etc., etc., etc. But this week I didn't have time to. So I went like, what do I actually do? Well, uh, I can not create a video, or I can maybe try to leverage this and maybe make a video about the should mindset, which I've been wanting to do anyway. Let's jump into some more examples of in-game situations. This is one that has lost me many games back in the days when I knew less about what successful beach volleyball serve receive looks like. At times, I have, as a player, become irritated because the people I play with looked like they didn't care about serve receive when they serve received. So, so I got irritated, and this is probably just me telling how bad I have been at this game. Uh, I became irritated because I thought it looked like they shouldn't be able to serve receive, but they serve received better than I did. So not only did they actually play better than me, I also became irritated over this, which made me play even worse. Another example is happens every now and then. It's you show up to practice and you decided with your friends or whatever that you're gonna show up at 3 p.m. But someone's late. Well, what do you do? Do you? I mean, the person should be there, but the person isn't there. So what do you actually do? Do you end up sitting being pissed and wasting your own time and your own energy because the person is not there? Or do you actually use this, actually an opportunity? This is an opportunity with you and the people that did show up, uh, or maybe it's only you. Well, maybe you have 15 minutes of an opportunity to be creative and come up with a new way to practice the sport of volleyball, with these new circumstances, with less people than you were anticipating. This is again something, a choice you make. Either you put your energy into being irritated, or you do something new that you maybe haven't done before. And that can actually have big implications in the long run when you start doing this over and over and over again. Another quite common thing is crazy float serves. So let's say that there's a float serve that comes at you and it looks like it's going to go deep in the court, which means that you start moving backwards, because that's what you should do, because it looks like the ball is coming deep. Well, and then the ball drops in front of you. So the ball shows it's going to go deep, and then it suddenly drops into the sand. Some people say that, you should be able to read, and yes, you should be able to read, but sometimes the ball is not readable if there's crazy wind, or if you're playing with the Mikasa ball indoors. This is very prevalent. It happens all the time. Well, sometimes, yes, you should be able to read it, but sometimes the reality is what it is. So you will have taken a step back, and in the end, you have to dive forward and lay on your stomach to be able to pass the ball. That's life. It's kind of how the ball behaves sometimes. There's maybe gonna be some pushback about this concept from some people, that the should mindset. Yes, things should be what they should be, and we should always work towards getting the things to be like they should be. Like, we should get better at reading the ball. We should have practice partners that don't come late, etc., 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 etc. And I'm not in any way saying that we shouldn't, in the long term, strive to get these things better. We shouldn't stop caring about if people show up, or stop caring about reading the ball, or stop caring about things. That's not what I'm saying, but I'm saying that as we do that, we strive to make things better. We also have to be fine with the reality that life is never going to be exactly as it should be. There's always going to be things happening, weird stuff happening, there's going to be this weirdo that you have to play against in a tournament that only does pokies in the corners, and it looks like they shouldn't be able to win against you because they're fat and they can't jump or whatever. But what if they win? Well, they shouldn't be able to, but maybe you just got so irritated by the fact that this guy was poking all the corners that you stopped playing defense. And if you would have put your energy into actually picking up those defenses instead of becoming irritated, maybe you would have won the game. So what I'm saying is, there will always, most probably, be stuff that happens out of the order. And we have to learn to tackle those with a positive energy, to see them as opportunities to grow as players and people, and let it make us be creative and come up with new solutions that we otherwise wouldn't have come up with, because we don't necessarily always come up with new solutions to things unless we see the problems that make us need them. So I hope this makes sense. I think that the should mindset, there's millions of other examples too, but I think it's quite prevalent in the volleyball world and in the world in general. But if we strive to make the things that should be right, to make them right in the long term, but we also have to accept that in the short term that's not always the case, and we can choose how we react to things when that's the case. So thanks for watching. A little bit of a different video today. I'll make more volleyball type of videos in the future. This was one of those philosophical ones, and maybe again a little bit of a longer one. But it would be nice to hear if this resonates with people, if this makes any sense. And if you have other examples, your own examples of the should mindset, where it has either destroyed you or helped you by you overcoming the should mindset in the game or in life or whatever, it's always good to have examples in these kinds of concepts, because the more examples we hear and see, the the more we can imagine our future lives in different scenarios where we can like, oh, okay, wait, if this happens tomorrow, then I should do this instead. And that's actually what sometimes leads us to actually be able to do that when we're standing there. So I won't go into more examples. I should keep this video relatively short. But if you have more examples, share them in the comments. I might share more of mine own in the comments as well. And yeah, hope this makes sense and helps someone out there. I think this is kind of one of those concepts that once you get it and it starts working in your life more and more often, it actually can create like a huge benefit in the long run, even if it might seem kind of vague in the beginning. I hope that makes sense. All right, see you in the next video. I'll make something else next time. But yeah, if it's the first time you view me as a person, this is the first video I ever watched with me, well, welcome to my world. This is Learn Beach Volleyball Fast. I do things a little bit differently than probably most other people. I'm gonna make a lot of different types of videos in the future, and I already have. So subscribe to the channel and click the like button on the video and join the journey. I think the future will be fun over here. Anyway, see you next time.